This is a Saturday night in Watford. This consists of drunk girls, rowdy lads and police officers. That place there, depending on when you lived in the town, was Kudos and Destiny. I think it was Paradise Lost or something before that. There's quite a lot of police. There's more police outside than there are punters. There's just police everywhere. Welcome to the Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. Well, I've got myself my 18mm ply. It's time to measure up, cut it down and start soundproofing the engine bay. Okay, I've got my decibel meter on. Before I do any changes to the deck, I'm going to start the engine up, measure how loud it is, and then once I finish doing the deck, I'll start it up, measure how loud it is and see how much of a difference it's made, because obviously there's quite a few factors in it. So there's a few of these different boards up, wind wind direction and stuff will change it. So let's give it a go. Hasn't started for a while. Okay, it's measuring -5, -6. I don't like the vibrations up here on the stilt, so I'm going to turn it off. Right, okay, so now it's gone back down to like -25, so we'll check that out next time once I finish doing it. Right, let's crack on. First job is to remove all the boards. Right, so I've taken the boards up, I've drained out some of the water. I just need to get myself some nappies from the car and dab up that last little bit. But my plan is to put a board in down there, covering, obviously there's a lot of sound which comes out of there, and when I'm driving the boat, it basically comes straight up there into the microphone up there where you are. So that one, I'll put a board on. I was thinking about around here putting the board on, but I don't think I'm going to be able to kind of do much along this bit here. I could put a board along this from like underneath the air shaft, so I could possibly do that. And then the other place I'm going to put a board is here, so covering up that kind of gap there where the stairs are. And then the other place is going to be on the top here, so underneath the floorboards or underneath the deck boards, I'm going to rest in some boards in between all these joists here. So basically going to cover that, this, and this, and kind of go underneath there as well. So that's going to be the plan, and these are just going to be, I'm just going to put a bit of batten in the side here, and they can just rest in there. Right, so first off I need to cut that shape out there, black it, and then the same that shape there and black it. I'm not sure how it's really going to mount to this, because obviously that's been bent forward. Ideally I'd like to cut that off and then mount the board flush down to the base there, but I'll have to see how it goes in. Right, I'm just working out how the heck to attack this thing. I think I'm going to start with this piece first. The tricky part, well, there's a few things basically. I've got to kind of work with what I've got. That bit's been bent forward, but actually that doesn't pose me any problem, because it's got to sit proud of that anyway. There's got to be some clearance between that. So if it was to sit on the floor and then rest against there and screw into that, and I don't know, maybe just screw into that and not do anything on the floor, although I could do something on that side. The other thing I've got to work out, actually I will anchor it to the floor, but maybe just at the edge there, is the door close or open, shall I say. It's pretty tight. There's not much room for error there, but I think that will just work. And then when it comes over to that bit there, I've obviously cut a little bit out so it comes up flush with that one, and then this one will hide the edge of that one, which is going to be in there. Oh, I think this is how it's going to work anyway, goodness knows. I've just got to make a few cutaways in this board to fit into the frame. Right, I apologise, the camera angles aren't very good. Hopefully that can slide in here. Yes, perfect. So if I was to anchor that on the top, up there, and somehow at the bottom. Now, does it open? Oh yes. That is literally millimetres to spare. But it's quite a nice fit on the inside. There's enough of a clearance there between the wheel and the board. Okay. Wow, that really has got no room at all. But it passes it, that's the main thing. Right, so now I can put this bit in here, or measure it up anyway, because at least this one's in place and will be covering it. I want it really to slide in and cover that void up as well. All of that void there, and obviously all of that void there. Well, that whole thing of measure twice, cut once, I've measured about 30 times, and as a result of which I've got a whole load of different lines. It's been quite complicated to kind of work out that step arrangement. I think I've done it, so I'm going to cut it out and give it a go. So it's this bit here I'm going to be keeping, kind of that bit, and that bit, I think. Just using some watered down PVA glue to seal all the edges of this board before I go on with the first coat of, well, basically that side of blacking. Good, right, that's the first coat done on that side. It's going to need 2 coats per side. Got to do it kind of really quite well. When I cut the floor out of the bathroom and a few of the bits here, obviously I blacked the underneath of the floor there, and that had been obviously in quite a lot of water, and it fared really well. So I don't doubt that this works, but obviously outside it's going to be really on the elements, certainly the edges. So they've been sealed, then I'll coat them twice all over, and then be able to put it in place. So, but this has been the only panel I've managed to cut, apart from a few of the top ones, but I can't arrange them until I've put in the side ones, and then I can secure in the battens and I can put them on top. So that's going to be the plan. But yeah, it's the only one I've managed to do today, annoyingly. Right, let that go off for a couple of hours. Well, today was slightly irritating because I didn't manage to get that step one done. The board wasn't long enough, so as a result it didn't go all the way to basically to where the battery box is, which meant that, because for soundproofing to work, you basically got to minimise the amount of gaps there are as possible. There's no way I'm going to make it completely soundproof and get rid of all the gaps, but if I used the board that I had, basically I'd have left about a 30 centimetre gap, and there's no need. I just got to get a bigger board, cut that down using the template I've already got, and then whack that in. But as a result of which, it meant I couldn't really put any of the other boards in, because once that one's in, then I can put the joists down again and then lay all the other boards in top. So it's been a bit of a delay, which is one of those things. Never mind. Now the soundproofing is going to be basically, I'm going to use a range of materials and work out what's going to be best. I want, as I said, I'm not going to deaden the sound totally, but I'd like it to be a bit more, a bit quieter. So, a lot quieter. So these are going to be the kind of the boards that go in between the joists. So as I said, they're going to put a batten down each side of the joist. That will rest in there. And then on the underside of that, so obviously both sides will be blacked. This will be the side that you see, because underneath it will have all the bits. So how it's going to work is, this is a little bit like soundproofing you'd get in a car. So this is soundproof, heatproof matting. This is 8mm thick, so it's not particularly thick. You can't really get kind of 20mm or anything like 25mm heatproof stuff. Well, you can, but it's really, really expensive. So I mean, this was pretty expensive. This was, I think, 40 quid a sheet, and I need, I think, 4 sheets of it. So the idea is it's just on adhesive paper like that. You tear it back, stick it on there, and that will provide some, basically the more matting there is, the more dense the material will dictate how much kind of soundproofing there is. So there's that, and as much as that's heat retardant, I don't kind of trust that, because it's kind of got a rubber surface to it, and the engine does get pretty hot in certain parts of it. So there will be that down there. Let's just lay that down, so it would be like that. I might put 2 layers down, I might double it up or something. So that'll be like that, obviously nice and securely fitted. And then this is aluminium adhesive backed heat shielding. So again, this is pretty expensive as well. I think this is 30 quid a sheet, and I need quite a lot of this. That's all there is. So the idea is that will then stick on there. So that'll be the side that. So that'll be the side that is closest to the engine. That's protecting that stuff, and then that's all on the board. So I reckon that's going to work. Just from feeling it as it is, this isn't particularly easy to do. I know it's all doubled up and stuff, but yeah, that'll work. this is all adhesive, so it all should be pretty easy to apply. So I'm going to give this a go. There might be some other solutions out there, I'm sure there are loads, but I'm going to give that one a go. I might see if I can get some thicker sound insulation. As I said, the more matting there is, the more effective it is, basically. But the heat shielding is going to be important, otherwise this is going to melt. So even though that is heat proof, that it says, but yeah, that would be good. So I'll get that kind of done. Well, I mean, I can do that on the cut, to be honest, but I'd rather not. I'd rather do it here. But I think Ralph wants me out the way. I don't know, but I've asked him if there's any moorings here that I could have for a week or two. So I'll find that out tomorrow, but otherwise I'm going to be craned at some point tomorrow, or the boat will be, which is, to be honest, I'm a bit relieved because it's blowing a gale outside tonight, and it's a bit scary on these stilts. Certainly when I started the engine up earlier, I kind of cacked myself. So and when the wind picks up and it goes underneath the rain cover at the back, it makes a right noise, and yeah, I just don't trust these stilts. Never have done, never will. So I just want to be back on the water. But yeah, I can do all of this on there. I'm not going to get to black the boat, but it doesn't matter. What else? And then yeah, I'll be back at the boat hopefully tomorrow night and see where I am. I might still be on the hard standing, I might be on a mooring, I might be somewhere over there somewhere. Anyway, take care, see you then, bye bye.